Welcome to my channel. World Scene News. Subscribe to my channel for news updates all around the world. The world can turn on you in a heartbeat. One moment, there's the familiar crunch of snow underfoot, the next only a roaring white chaos. This is what happened to Agrippina, a 94-year-old widow in the wilds of Yakutia. She was no adventurer, just a great-grandmother, her body frail, her life winding down. But when the blizzard struck, a primal instinct, forged over a lifetime in one of the world's harshest places, roared to life. The storm was a monster, a living thing of wind and ice, and it had come to claim her. Her day began like any other, a simple routine in a small isolated cabin. Her nephew visited, a comfort in the lonely expanse, but he left as the sky darkened, both sensing the urgency of the coming storm. They thought she'd be safe in her wooden home. They were wrong. The blizzard was a polar vortex of pure fury, and it was heading straight for her. The wind hit first, rattling the cabin to its foundations, howling like wolves. Then came the snow, a blinding horizontal assault that erased the world. Within minutes, the familiar shapes outside vanished. Agrippina was adrift in an ocean of white. Then, disaster. A stray spark, a faulty wire, her generator caught fire. Flames licked at the dry wood, a terrifying orange against the storm. She had no choice. Grabbing nothing, she stumbled out into the blizzard as her home burned behind her. At 94, Agrippina was left alone, with no tools, no shelter, and no help to face the full deadly force of a Yakutian blizzard. To understand Agrippina's fight, you must first understand her battlefield. Yakutia, the Sakha Republic, is a place of brutal extremes, larger than Argentina, but home to fewer than 1 million. This is the coldest inhabited region on Earth. Winter here is a tyrant. Temperatures plunge to -50 Celsius and lower. In this cold, steel shatters and a breath of unprotected air can scorch your lungs. The people of Yakutia, like the hardy horses that survive outdoors all winter, are forged in this crucible. They know how to read the sky, find shelter, and respect nature's power. Life here is a constant negotiation with the cold. Homes on stilts, cars left running, children taught to fear the ice fog. This was Agrippina's world. She was born into it, raised her children in it, and buried her husband in it. She understood the cold not as an enemy, but as a force to be outsmarted. The storm was terrifying, but the land itself was not alien. Her deep, intrinsic understanding of Yakutia would become her only weapon. The moment the door closed behind her, the reality hit. She was utterly, terrifyingly alone. No neighbors for miles, no phone, no radio, no help. The blizzard had severed her from humanity, casting her into a primal state of survival. She had no survival kit, no modern gear, just the traditional layers of wool and fur she wore inside. The wind, strong enough to knock a man down, tore at her, seeking any gap to steal her heat. The cold was a crushing weight, trying to slow her, to lull her into a fatal sleep. She could see nothing but swirling snow, a disorienting vortex. The sound was a deafening roar, drowning out even her own frantic breathing. In this state, panic is the greatest danger. It makes you run, waste energy, make fatal mistakes. Fear clawed at her, but alongside it a flicker of defiance stirred. She had survived wars, famine, and loss. She would not let a storm end her story. She had to move. To stop was to die. Every step was a battle against the elements and her own exhaustion. She focused on the next step, the next breath. Survival was now a matter of will. Agrippina pressed on, refusing to surrender. The first priority in any survival situation is shelter. With her home a blazing inferno, Agrippina had nothing but the open tundra, a death sentence. She needed to get out of the wind, but in the blinding whiteout, there were no landmarks. She turned her back to the wind, a small but crucial act of self-preservation. Hunched and braced, she made herself as small a target as possible. Her mind, sharpened by adrenaline, began to work. She pictured her land, the woodpile, the old shed, the calf pen. She moved slowly, shuffling her feet, feeling the ground beneath the snow. The cold attacked her extremities, fingers numb, toes blocks of ice. She knew the signs of frostbite and kept her blood moving, wiggling fingers and toes. Each step was a gamble, but she pressed on, searching for anything that could shield her. She was not just moving to find shelter, she was moving to stay alive, generating her own heat. The storm battered her, but she fought back with every tiny muscular contraction. Her survival depended on constant movement and ancestral knowledge. She was in a battle for warmth, inch by inch, and she refused to lose. Lost in the white chaos, Agrippina relied on the map etched into her memory. She couldn't see, but she could feel the incline of the ground, the way the wind swirled. She searched for the calf pen, a crude structure with 3 walls, enough to break the wind. Shuffling through knee-deep snow, her heart hammered, her lungs burned. Doubt crept in. Was she going the right way? In a whiteout, direction is an illusion. Then, her hand hit wood. Relief surged through her. She found the pen, fumbled to the corner where 2 walls met, and collapsed. Out of the wind, the noise dropped to a muffled howl. Now, she needed insulation. Using her mittened hands, she pulled snow around her, packing it against the walls. She was building a primitive snow cave, a barrier against the cold. The snow filled with air pockets became her unlikely ally. She used the storm's own weapon to protect her core temperature. In the heart of the blizzard, she made her stand. Huddled in her snow shelter, the battle became as much mental as physical. The cold whispered of sleep and surrender, but her mind drifted to the past. Stories of ancestors surviving blizzards, lessons learned by firelight. She remembered, don't eat snow, keep the mind active, build a shelter. She was the living embodiment of generations of knowledge. Her life had been a tapestry of hardship, war, hunger, loss, toil. Each challenge had forged resilience in her soul. This blizzard was just another test. She focused on the immediate, survived the next minute, then the next hour. She refused to see herself as a victim. Her spirit was unbreakable. Her world shrank to the snow shelter. Her focus narrowed to staying alive until dawn. As Arctic twilight faded into blackness, the temperature plummeted. The storm gained new strength in the darkness. For Agrippina, the night was an endless abyss. Sleep was the most tempting and most dangerous enemy. She forced herself to stay awake, reciting prayers, folk songs, the names of her family. Each name was a reason to live, a fire in her mind. She moved constantly, tensing muscles, stomping feet, rubbing hands. These agonizing movements kept her blood circulating, fighting off frostbite and hypothermia. Through the long hours, she listened to the storm, anchoring herself to memories and hope. She was a fragile point of warmth in a vast, frozen universe, and she was holding her ground. After an eternity, the blackness softened. Dawn. She had survived the longest, coldest hours, but the blizzard still raged. She knew she couldn't survive another night. Her nephew, frantic with worry, gathered a search party as soon as the storm eased. They expected to find her in her cabin, but found only a smoldering ruin. Their hearts sank, no sign of Agrippina, but a local hunter noticed a faint trail, a subtle disturbance in the snow, leading away from the ruins. It was a sign of movement, a sign of life. Against all odds, there was hope. They followed the trail, shouting her name into the wind. The search was desperate, the odds slim, but they pressed on, refusing to give up. Somewhere in the white expanse, Agrippina was waiting. The search party followed the faint trail to the old calf pen. There, huddled in the corner, almost buried in snow, they found her, barely conscious, but alive. A 94-year-old woman had survived a Yakutian blizzard with nothing but her wits and will. Carefully they dug her out, wrapped her in blankets, and carried her to safety. Doctors were amazed, severe frostbite and hypothermia, but her heart was strong. Agrippina's story is a testament to the human spirit. Strength is not just muscle and youth. It's knowledge, resilience, and an unbreakable will to live. She survived because she did not panic, using ancestral wisdom and the love for her family as a shield. Even in the most desperate circumstances, hope is a powerful weapon. Her struggle teaches us courage is not the absence of fear, but the refusal to surrender. It's about taking the next step, surviving the next minute, holding on to hope. Agrippina is a hero in the truest sense. She reminds us, never give up,